Tim Weah, fresh off of this, making history, first American to score in the Bernabéu, playing well for Marseille and seeming more and more comfortable and confident. I don't think he's going to start the first game for us in the World Cup in 2026. That's given the way the system is set up in a 3-4-2-1, I think he gets squeezed. So I have him. He's either a wing back, so he's got to beat out Dest, or that's more than possible. Or are you going to put him in as one of the inverted wingers, as one of the 10s? I don't necessarily see that. I think it could be Pulisic and Tillman. At this very moment, I would say Tillman. And this is, of course, everybody being healthy. But I don't know if Weah's going to start the first game of the World Cup. Doesn't mean he won't start game 2 and game 3. But I think game 1.
I don't know how you can make that comment after seeing what he did in this game against Real Madrid away from home.
I get it.
And I'm saying he continues this form and continues to have this impact throughout the year. You're going to tell me he's not going to start.
Listen, again,
just,
I want to emphasize with everybody because I'm getting hammered in the chat right now.
That's not happening.
It doesn't mean he won't start game 2 and game 3. I'm just saying in game 1 he could be the player that somebody's going to get squeezed. And
Jimmy has said his word. Okay.
Jimmy has spoken.
So
yes.
You're clearly you're against chasing checks. That's what I'm getting. You have held that against.
If he proves me wrong, I would love that. That means he's in great form and
how can you possibly say that with his quality?
Somebody's going to get squeezed. If we stick with a 3 in the back, Chuck, somebody's getting squeezed. And at this particular moment, based on how if you play a 3-4-2-1 and you play a box in midfield or 2 10s and 2 6s,
the guy who scores against
one guy
Real Madrid
out wide
at the Bernabéu,
I get it.
Squeezed of all the
he's
players.
Playing on the left side. I just think Pulisic's got that spot locked in for us, and you got Jedi. There's no space for him on the left side for the U.S. It's Pulisic and Jedi. That's how I see it. And then on the right side, then it's either you put him inverted. He can play there, but then maybe not be playing to all of his strengths. And then you have Dest. I feel like it probably will come down to who the matchup is in the first game for us in the opening game of the tournament of World Cup. But I'm just saying right now, and I would like to revisit this.
Chuck,
we got like 9 months later.
Who am I, Chuck?
Throw
my headphones off.
Tony, it took every ounce. I've turned a corner because it took every ounce of me to keep my headphones on and stay in this room. You're telling me
what was the name of that segment we just did?
Jimmy has spoken. Listen. Next week,
hold on.
They can switch. You can switch to Charlie has spoken right now. They can switch to Charlie has spoken.
Jimmy, listen. I just want you to really think about what you just said. You're telling me a player who has played a full season at left back, who's played a right back full season, who's played at Juve all over the place, has had success wherever he's gone.
I'm not saying I don't want him to start.
Listen,
I'm just saying I don't think he will.
I'm not even done yet. A player
I haven't even started, by the way, Jimmy. But go ahead.
A player who has scored in a World Cup, right, against Wales, the first, and a player who has qualities that maybe one other player in the whole entire U.S. men's national team pool has. You're telling me that he's at a new club excelling under a highly rated manager, Roberto De Zerbi, scoring against Real Madrid, who are the Champions League, 15-time champions in this competition. And not only did he score, he played really well. And the next day you're gonna go, he's not gonna start.
Yes, because I'm trying to take into consideration how this formation is going to set up and which players could be squeezed. I'm not saying he wouldn't deserve to start. I'm just saying I don't know if he will.
We're not even married to this. Pochettino has never played in this system, and all of a sudden you're going to say this is the system they're going to stick with. For who's to say that is?
Because
and
listen, I'm trying to will it into existence. I'm trying to will it into existence
to make it work with Weah. If he's playing that well, he's got to be on the pitch.
Okay, can you throw off your headphones for a second? Me and Tones need to have a big boy conversation.
Go ahead, Tones.
No.
I don't care.
Tones. In my defense, Mauricio Pochettino said this on Tim Weah earlier this month. Okay, this is what he said. He just said he's a player. This is Mauricio Pochettino about Tim Weah. He's a player that can be very aggressive in an offensive way, but we need to create the habit again because he loses this habit a little bit when he plays fullback. It's another focus in your game, another demand. And then you need to change in a few days and to transform that player whose main mindset is defensive into an offensive player. But those are the circumstances that we have. I hope that he can improve. and he can play in that way, that we think that is his best position. So it's really, given what Mauricio Pochettino said,
You're saying helping
it's really
you,
between him and
argument.
Dest. It's between him and Dest.
He's saying he doesn't want him as a fullback. He needs to be higher up the field. As far as I read this, I think we become a counterattacking team. Even if we play with 3 in the back, we play with Balogun up top, we play with Pulisic and Timothy Weah underneath. And how about that for a counterattack? 3 guys that can run at you. And look at the movement he just made for the goal. Who was it? Greenwood, right? They gave him the ball. Right, yeah. He starts in midfield, kind of in the left sort of channel.
Right,
Greenwood cuts across the field. He runs all the way around. That's the position he would be playing on a counterattack. That would be Pulisic or Balogun running with the ball and him cutting across in open space. The goal against was it Wales, right, in the World Cup? Think about where it came and where it all happened, and down the middle of the field. Me personally, I don't see a world where Timothy Weah doesn't start in our 11.
Okay, that's fair.
Hold on, but let me just finish. If we did, then somebody popped out of the woodwork and became better than Timothy Weah, who we haven't found yet. Maybe if you tell me Mbappe all of a sudden changed his citizenship and could play for us,
No.
Jimmy, I got
Relax, Chuck. For everybody not watching, Chuck's a lot of emotions over there.
Oh, thank you, Tone.
Listen. Listen. No, Chuck. Okay, listen, let's say, given your rhetoric, Chuck, and again, this is, I want Tim Weah to prove me wrong, and I hope, and this is, I just feel like he might. Your rhetoric, Chuck, is this. Let me go back to that. Your rhetoric is this. If you have a player who's going to a new club and plays well and is dominating and doing all this stuff, well, what if Malik Tillman does that at Bayer Leverkusen? You going to leave him out of the team? I mean, it's the same. I can make the same argument for Malik Tillman, and you would actually play him in this system. The system that I agree we're not married to, but I feel like we could sit here and say we saw enough of it, looks positive, and hopefully we'll see it in October. That Malik Tillman would be actually a better fit for that 10 spot because that's the position he normally plays. Tim Weah, that's not his best spot. I think he's better out wide coming in. And he can play central. Don't get me wrong. He's a talented player. He can play multiple positions. What would be
asked of that player given the opponent the U.S. is playing against? And I'm going to go back to, you need difference makers on the pitch in terms of stretching the field and pace. How many players does the U.S. have? Remember, Pochettino went to Gold Cup and didn't bring a single winger. What does that tell you? We have no pace. We have no player that can dribble and take guys one-on-one and play with that type of freedom, except for Timothy Weah. And now you're telling me he's scoring against Real Madrid and playing with a coach like De Zerbi, who places so much tactical IQ on every position. And not only that, Timothy Weah can play all over the pitch. And you're going to say, no, he shouldn't start. Or he's not going to start.
I'm not saying I'm not saying he shouldn't start. I just don't think I just don't know if he will.
Wild. That rhetoric is absolutely wild. We're talking about Real
you could
Madrid
use the same thing for Malik Tillman. Okay, Gold Cup. You didn't have Dest. You didn't have Jedi Robinson. You're going to have your speed up and down the flanks. You got Balogun who can stretch the team in a way that, Ajiman can go out there and stretch it as well. You're going to be better balanced. And the Gold Cup for me is not a good example because the other players that you'll have at your disposal will be much different and better.
Tell me the wingers.
Can I ask you something?
The wingers going to be Jedi and Dest if you stay in the 3-4-2-1. They're the ones that are going to provide the width. You need players that can find the pockets of space in between the lines that can unlock those guys to get forward. Tim can do it. Listen, the guy's super talented. And if he starts, dude, fair play to him. I want him to start. I want him to be out there. I'm just saying, I don't know if he will if we stay married to this. That was my take. I'm actually really agreeing with you, Chuck, but also just trying to say that it could be a possibility that does come to fruition. Look at you getting to the end of the video. All right. Very proud of you. Now, if you want more average to good content, this is your channel. Go look at other videos, playlists. We have it all figured out. For more of the good stuff, then you got to make sure you hit like on this video, hit subscribe so you don't miss anything, and then turn on your notifications so you know when we're going live or if anything drops right when it comes out. We'd really appreciate it. See you next time.